If you want something different, you want a different body, you want a different job, you want a different tax bracket, you're going to have to do something that you're not doing right now, which is going to be new, it's going to be different, and it's probably going to be difficult. All right, welcome back to A Life in Delusion. I'm Q. On this channel, we're talking about self-development, leveling up, creating and curating your dream life. So stay tuned if that's something you're interested in. Today's topic is going to be doing hard things. Okay, so doing hard things, that means obviously, I feel like it's kind of, if you speak English, it's kind of self-explanatory. So doing things that challenge you, doing things that are difficult, doing things you don't know how to do. All of those can kind of fall into the doing hard things category. In my experience and understanding, doing hard things is the only way to grow. And oftentimes you're growing in more ways than the category in which the hard thing falls into. It requires time and effort and discipline. It's probably the most difficult thing to develop with certain things, is being disciplined to stick to it and to keep at it, even when it's, there's some challenge in doing things that are difficult because it's not comfortable anymore. You get what's interpreted as often negative feedback because you're failing and you're failing and you're failing before you get to succeed at the thing. So that's hard to get to. People don't like to be rejected. People don't like to fail. It doesn't feel good initially unless you just develop that real tenacity and saying, okay, I failed this time, but I'm gonna try again. I didn't hit the target this time, I'm gonna try again. Most times people are gonna quit after the first failure, second failure, third failure, you're gonna quit. But it's really those that are dedicated to the goal and dedicated to the mission that are gonna stick it out and deal with those difficult moments. And it boils down to, if you want something different, you have no choice. If you want to live a different life, you have no choice but to do something difficult. Being comfortable is going to keep you in the position you're in now. Being comfortable is going to keep you in the job you're in now. Being comfortable is going to keep you in the tax bracket you're in now. It's going to keep you in the body you're in now. If you want something different, you want a different body, you want a different job, you want a different tax bracket, you're going to have to do something that you're not doing right now, which is going to be new, it's going to be different, and it's probably going to be difficult. Yeah, you have to train your brain to kind of see things differently, see it as a challenge, not as just kind of try to reframe it into a positive mindset, like I said, as a challenge instead of as an obstacle, instead of as something negative or something that is going to be hard and going to be impossible and going to be something you can't do because you haven't seen anybody do it or you haven't done it yourself, and really frame it as something that is a goal, something that is doable, but it's going to take a lot out of you. It's going to take some of your best energy and some of your best characteristics to really develop to accomplish that goal. It boils down to, again, with being comfortable in your situation, is kind of choosing your heart. It's hard to wake up every day and go to a job you hate. It's hard to be in a relationship you're not satisfied with, but you're scared of being alone. It's hard to change a diet you've been eating by for 20, 30, 40 years. It's hard living paycheck to paycheck. So all of the things that you want to escape and grow beyond, those are hard also, but you're comfortable in that space. So they don't seem as challenging because you know how to do it. So it's hard making that transition, but it's really kind of like choose what you want to, which hard or which difficult situation you want to live with. Do you want to live a hard life in poverty, or do you want to live a hard life of climbing out? Both of those are difficult, but both of those have very different results. So it really just boils down to which one you're willing to put forth, which amount of effort you're willing to put forth. You want to continue to live a hard life and have it wear on your body and your physical and your mental, and just for the familiarity of it, or do you want to try and do better? Worst case scenario is you don't succeed and you're stuck where you are. in your mind in that moment at least. You have nothing to lose, from trying. That's kind of what it boils down to. You really have nothing to lose from trying, so why not, give it a shot? And one of the classic sayings is nothing worth having comes easily, and that couldn't apply more to the situation. Is, all these things. If being wealthy, being successful, if all that were easy, everybody would be doing it, but that's not the case. And if it were easy to attain, it would be worthless. If everybody could be a millionaire, that would be, a worthless status, because, the economy would rise to that occasion. If everybody had millions of dollars to blow, a loaf of bread would be $2,000-$3,000. You know what I'm saying? So you have to rise to the occasion to be successful in that area of life that you're seeking success, whether that be romantic, financial, environmentally, familially, all that. You have to really choose to kind of break out of those cycles, that cycle that you're in, and create a new one, even if it's never been done, as far as you know. Chances are it's been done somewhere in the world at some point in time. You may not be familiar with it firsthand, but I feel like there's almost nothing that's impossible. So if you believe in it, you can achieve it. It's very cliche, but I 100% believe in those words. I'm a testament to it. There's many things that environments and opportunities I've created for myself just by believing in it, deciding that that's what I wanted. And for me, what works great is not works great because it's difficult, but my kind of formula for it is to stretch myself a little further than I should, and then my reality catches up eventually. So do more than I should, and I'm speaking generally financially. I'll stretch and acquire something that I feel like I can't really afford, or it'll just make my budget a little too tight. And then eventually, within a few months, few weeks, my reality will catch up to it. My finances will catch up to it and allow me a little more grace in some kind of way. Just speaking on things, like for example, earlier this year, one of my goals was to have my car paid off. So in my car payment app, I changed the title of my car payment to Paid in Full. Now, in my head, I was gonna have it paid off and still keep the car. But how it turned out was I sold it for a profit. And earlier this year, it was kind of barely breaking even on what I owed versus what it was selling for. But I don't know, I guess something changed over the last few months. And I was able to make a profit on it. So again, I don't focus so much on the how, but just focus on the what and the why, mainly on the what, but kind of the why also. The why is kind of like the caption or whatever. Really focus on what I want. I wanted to have that car paid in full. It happened, and I didn't, and not in the way I envisioned. I wanted to be able to afford a different kind of lifestyle, and I had my idea of how it's going to happen, and that's not how it happened. But that's not the way it doesn't happen the way I think. Most of the time it just comes into its own creation in its own way, in its own form, in its own style, and I'm just kind of hands off as far as the solution goes. I just have to be in place and be open-minded and be in tune when the message comes through, So definitely, I think, those are my tips on just kind of what has worked for me. And just, I hope this is motivation to somebody to continue to grow and expand and do difficult things. It really is a joy, and it really can reprogram your mind to enjoy those things at times, because the results and the satisfaction of achieving your goals and achieving accomplishments and doing things that you and maybe others and the naysayers and your family or your friends and just people around you think are impossible, or you're not going to be able to, lose that weight, or you're not going to keep up with going to school and working, or you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. I said a lot of times it's things we impose on ourselves, but sometimes it's outside influencers. So you get the satisfaction of beating both groups and to self. I can do that. See, look, I did it. Or cousin Judy, I can do that. Look, I did it. I got this degree. I got this. I got this car. I bought this new house. I wasn't gonna be able to fix my credit. So here you go. That's not that shouldn't be the driver. External things, but it can be satisfying. We're human, It can be satisfying to be able to I told you so, people. And if that's what drives you initially, the means satisfies. What's the saying? The ends justify the means. So, get it how you live, but I don't encourage that to be your main driving force. But anyway, that's kind of my spiel on choose your heart, do it. You got to. There's really no other choice. You have nothing to lose. Go for it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what the difficult thing is you're working on. If you're working on multiple things, let me know all the details. Any tips you have for doing difficult things. Subscribe if you want more. I drop videos every Sunday, 10 a.m. I know how the lighting is looking right now. I've been kind of procrastinating on recording because the season's changing and the lighting is a little weird now, but we're gonna lean into it and soak up some of this fall sun and make the best of it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.